Hey folks, I'm the Literary Lady, and this is your weekly literary tip. As I stated to you previously in previous videos that we will be spending the bulk of 2013 talking about publishing your book and branding. Now we'll continue to talk about how to write your book, how to create a story, plot, and edit your book, and things that are involved with actually writing your book. But we're going to focus mostly on what to do after you've written that book, on how to market it, sell it, and brand yourself and your book so that you're known around the industry. Now today I want to talk about different platforms in which you can actually publish your book. Now I use a few, and I'll talk about the ones that I use the most. I use Lightning Source, which is owned by Ingram, which, as we all know, is one of the major distributors of books, or distribution companies that distribute books. And also I use CreateSpace, which is through Amazon. I use Kindle Publishing, which is also through Amazon. I use Pubit occasionally, which is through Barnes & Noble. And I don't use Pubit as Pubit, it's called Pubit, P-U-B-I-T, as often as I used to, because Barnes & Noble has a rivalry going on with Amazon, and in most cases, if they find that your book was published through some sort of Amazon platform, they more than likely won't even sell your books, no matter what. So I believe there's an article that I read a few months ago that actually states that, and you can actually Google it to find it for yourself. But I use that occasionally if I want to get a broader prospects on my marketing. But one of the other ones that I use is Smashwords. Smashwords.com. The reason I use Smashwords is because it has a variety of different platforms that it will publish for you. Now all these things that I've mentioned, all these companies that I've mentioned, they have their pros and cons. The pros of Smashwords is they will, again, publish your book in various formats. You can do hardcover, you can do paperback, you can do various types of ebooks. And hopefully in the future, ebook will get it together with there's not so many different formats of publishing ebooks. You have your Adobe Digital Editions, you have your EPUB, you have, your Kindle only. There are different types of publishing formats for ebooks. But another thing that I like is that in addition to doing all those different formats, they will publish on a variety of different platforms, such as Sony ebook reader. They will do it for the Nook. They will do it for the Kindle. They will do it for the iPad. And there are several other platforms they will publish your book for. And they do it in one fell swoop. So when you upload your book and you fill out all the proper forms online, you go through a step that asks you, do you want to print it in this one, in this format, or that format? And you can choose them all, or you can not choose them all. I don't see why anyone wouldn't choose them all, simply because you're getting a broader fan base for your books. Now, with that being said, going back to Amazon. Amazon is a great resource. And there are some pros and cons with Amazon, and I'll get into the pros and cons more later on as we go throughout the year, because some people are a little skeptical, other people swear by it, and they've been good to me, and I've had other people who said that they weren't good to them. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But one of the things that I am a little twisted over is that Kindle, which is also by Amazon, Kindle Direct Publishing, they have a program that you can publish your book through Kindle, and you can have it go through wide distribution, but they also have a program where you're strictly for 60 days tied into only selling your book on Kindle via Amazon. And they give you little perks like marketing tools and exclusive pricing, and you can sell your book, or actually have your book listed for free. A lot of people, you wonder why they have their book for free on Amazon. Sometimes it's a marketing tool. You can do it for a weekend, you can do it for a week, and then of course it'll go back to the regular price. And I'll give you a good example of someone who used this and was successful at doing it. Many of you know who Amanda Hocking is, and if you don't, please look her up. She is the young college student who wrote some books, and she sold millions of copies on Amazon, and she got a 7-figure book deal. But she did use the Kindle program where she gave her books away for free. So if you, for example, go to Amazon.com and pull up Kindle's ebooks and look on the right hand side, and it'll say top 100 free ebooks. A lot of those books there are free, but they're only for a limited time because they're using it as a marketing tool. So that's one of the pros of using Kindle publishing. Again, one of the cons would be if you are wanting to get your ebook out to a wider audience, you couldn't do that for about 60 days. And then after the 60 days is over, you can either go out to a wider distribution area, or you can continue to keep that book locked into just the Kindle publishing and exclusive rights to Kindle. Not saying that they would keep the rights to your book, but I mean just advertising and having your book published to them only. I learned that the hard way because I published my second book through Amazon, and I published my first one through Lightning Source, and I enrolled them both in the Kindle Direct Publishing program, and they threw the first one out because it wasn't exclusive to Kindle and Amazon. So I would encourage you to go to these particular websites, and I'll have them here. Lightningsource.com. You can go to Kindle Direct Publishing. Just put that into the Google keywords. I'm not sure what the exact URL is. You can also go to createspace.com. You can also go to pubit.com. That's Barnes & Noble's platform. I wasn't too happy with it, but I have people who said they loved it. So again, you have to find what fits for you and what you want to do. And then also Smashwords.com, you can sign up for an account and just read through what they all say and find out what's right for you. Now, I always tell my clients, they'll tell me as a first-time writer, what is the best route, the best, easy, and cheapest route to go? Now, that's a loaded question because sometimes you get what you pay for. Sometimes cheapest is not always the best thing to do. But my general answer is go through CreateSpace, because CreateSpace, unlike Kindle, does not make you be exclusive to Amazon. As a matter of fact, CreateSpace will allow you to pay $25 a year extra to have a wider distribution area. And I just got an email, I actually got an email a while ago that said my books are now available in Spain, and every now and then when they enter a new market like India, the UK, or whatever it may be, they'll send you an email and your books are actually available in those areas. I actually had an Asian reader contact me from Hong Kong, and I didn't even know that Amazon marketed in Hong Kong. Well, obviously they do. They found my book somehow. I might want to question how they found it. I'm just glad they did. So there again are various platforms to publish your book. Again, to answer the question that my client asked me, if you're starting off, you have little to no money, and you want the easiest way to get your book published, go through CreateSpace. Now, I will say with all of these particular platforms that we're going to talk about in the future, and the ones that I'm mentioning now, one thing that you don't want to do if you want to retain the rights to your work is do not opt in to purchase or use one of their ISBN numbers. If you cut any corners in publishing, that is one you should not cut. You should make sure that you purchase your own ISBN numbers, and we'll talk about that at a later date as well, and I've talked about it before. Purchase 10 ISBNs from Boker.com for $250. Now please, and I hate to say this, but there's no better way to say it, but don't be cheap when ordering your ISBN numbers. And the reason why I say that is Boker will offer you just one ISBN number for $125. Well, that's good and dandy if you only ever plan on writing one book in your entire life. But that's not even good then, because if you want to do that one book in ebook, in print book, in paperback, hardcover, or audiobook, you have to have a different ISBN number for each format that you have your book in. So you can have one book in 4 formats, and you need 4 ISBN numbers. So don't take the cheap route. it's much better to pay for 10 for $250 than pay for one for $125. You do the math. So I'll leave you with that. Again, the websites are createspace.com, lightningsource.com, pubit.com, smashwords.com, and for Kindle direct publishing, just put that in Google and it'll pop up for you. So next week we're going to talk about branding, but again, we're going to go back and forth with publishing, different types of publishing, how to get your work out there, and how to brand it so you can actually get your book published and into the market and before your readers in 2013. I'm That Literary Lady, and this has been your weekly literary tip. Have a great day.